Dear listener, ClockTower is intended for mature audiences and might be inappropriate or possibly triggering to some. Many of the themes and events in ClockTower are inspired by weird fiction as well as similar concepts, which means the show can get dark. If that isn't something you enjoy, please listen at your own discretion. We here at the ClockTower care about you, so please put your mental health first. Our show will be here when you're ready.
Welcome to Season 2 of ClockTower, a D&D 5e experience. To all our old and new listeners, we're excited to have you here with us. ClockTower is a D&D campaign turned audio drama, played with a custom class and a few house rules that we as a group collectively enjoy. If you find yourself getting a little lost, there's always older episodes to guide you back to the path. With all that said, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and welcome to the ClockTower. As the tires screech against the impassable wall, you see a man with a grenade in his hand, almost in bullet time, slowly moving it towards you as you see the 2 points of your rifle sighted down to the 1 point at the end of the barrel as they line up just on that grenade, just in time. And as you pull the trigger, you know you made the shot before the bullet fires. And then you lose your balance. And the next few moments are a rush of information coming to you too fast. You tumble down the impenetrable wall and you feel the first time you hit it. And as you lose consciousness, maybe that was death. You don't know. But you feel that crushing wave and you hear the chimes of the clock tower in the distance. And then you wake up on the clock tower. And after a couple of seconds, you realize that something is very wrong, Jaeger, because as you look to your left and to your right, you're alone on the couch, and there's this like sinking feeling in you as you look over and you don't see anybody. But then as you look slightly over your shoulder, a little bit back, you see that the bookcases are destroyed. And Trinket is, as if Trinket was like picked up by some giant force and just thrown into the bookcases violently, crashing them to the side and breaking Trinket's arm in the process. And then as you look around further, you see Sam on top of the hourglass in the clock tower, looking down nervously. And only a short amount of time passes as Trinket gets up and walks over to the couch, sitting down. And as you keep track of, well, Sam's on top of the hourglass and Trinket is in the bookcases, and you look around and you start having the thought in the back of your mind, where's Rock then? And as you look around, you say it.
Guys, where's Rock? Are you upstairs? Rock! Probably knocked out. And gets up and then begins walking up the stairs to go check the bookcases to see if maybe like Rock flew somewhere and hit their head on. Maybe they're passed out.
As you look around, your voice echoes around the clock tower, and you don't see Rock.
Rock?
I'm on the couch with my head in my hands, like not here, not exactly listening or noticing that Jaeger is even calling out.
Yeah, I imagine there's probably some previous experiences rushing through your mind at the same time as the most recent experience.
Right.
And Sam, you have the best view of seeing Jaeger search the clock tower completely for Rock, because from where you are, you can see all of it.
Sam is kind of briefly surveyed as a quick check of maybe.
You do see one thing, actually. Over by the steps, as if they had, without talking to anybody or thinking of anything, for one last time gone and started the mission without everybody, you see Rock's hat on the steps of the clock tower, on the steps of that little pedestal that lead up to the clock face.
And Sam's eyes like lock onto that hat, and they kind of let go. They just sink into themselves, cover their face with their hat and cry.
Jaeger, as you search the clock tower for Rock, you start to get this like feeling in the pit of your stomach, the feeling you don't want to acknowledge as you like see Trinket has her head in her hands and she's just like shaking her head, not saying anything, and then you hear Sam like softly weeping from the top of the clock tower, but the clock tower is so fucking quiet that Sam's cries almost echo eerily around the space itself. And then that's when you see it too. From on top of the second story of the sort of library in the corner of the clock tower, you look over and you see the stoop that goes to the clock face, the one you always stand on to start missions. Well, really the one that Rock stands on to start missions, and you see Rock's hat just there, alone, by itself.
No. And Jaeger's going to slowly, steadily walk down the stairs until he finally stands over the hat. And he's going to reach down and pick it up, almost hoping that it's not real. Almost hoping that maybe like his hand will just phase through in some sort of like...
As you pick it up, you lift up the hat, you get it to about your waist height until you hear something drop from it. And you see a single clock tower coin fall from it and hit the floor, bouncing twice before rolling in a circle, stopping at your feet. And as it sits there, part of you, somewhere, has an image, a flash, of seeing Fife give that coin to Rock.
Fuck! And Jaeger will turn and walk back up the stairs to go hide behind the bookcases and just have a moment alone.
So, in the vastness of Clock Tower, you guys can, as agents, outside of yourselves, your characters, can stay in this Clock Tower for however long you need to and however long it takes, because there's no mission. There is no rush. But rather than us experience all of the hours that will probably pass, how long, roughly, do you guys say you stay there before somebody does anything?
I think that Sam is probably the first, only maybe less than an hour before they try to unwind themselves through their own mental monologue and weeping, slowly kind of shuffling and hanging off the edge of the hourglass before dropping, sitting on the couch.
See, you're 4 feet tall, and the hourglass is 20 feet tall.
Like a 16-foot drop casually.
Yeah, 16 foot. You want to roll a dexterity check with disadvantage for me?
Absolutely. It's an 11.
Okay. Sam, take 4 damage as like all in your ankles and shins as you just boom land.
And then Sam like hobbles to the couch and sits down.
Are you? How close do you sit to Trinket when you sit down, or do you sit as far away from Trinket as possible?
Well, I guess it would depend on Trinket's position. If Trinket's like trying to make themselves as small as possible, Sam would probably sit a comfortable distance away from them. But if Trinket is taking up like half of the couch, Sam is just like, I guess I'll just sit on the arm really quick.
By that point, when you come and sit on the couch, I'm probably sitting more normally and look more like I'm waiting than I'm miserable.
Yeah.
So,
and Sam would probably just sit like a comfortable distance away, acquaintances rather than close friends distance.
I will also say, Trinket, as you were both mentally and physically completely in shambles when you woke up in the clock tower, and after sitting on the couch, it has all gotten much easier, both mentally and physically. It's as if, for a good comparison, it's as if these like few hours, what do we guys say, like an hour maybe has passed?
Just a little bit of an hour.
This hour feels like a week of therapy. It's been pretty good. You've managed to feel way better. And already, Sam, you are starting to feel better. Not that anything has changed. Not that you're any less sad about the events, but they're a little bit easier to process. Jaeger, no, not at all. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad over here. You're not on the couch. It's bad over there in your self-isolation behind the bookcases. It's not good.
Oh, no. Jaeger's been sitting like off out of sight. He still has a hat with him.
Yeah. I imagine you went up the stairs
Yes.
to where all the bookcases are, and then behind the bookcases, as far away, as close to the wall as you can.
Yes. And no one can see him. But if anyone were to walk back there and check, Jaeger's silently just sobbing into the hat, holding it like it's like a safety blanket.
Yeah.
And he's been doing so steadily for the last 3 hours.
I should, not to break you out of your whatever this is, but I should probably go get him.
yeah, we're going to have to tell him what happened.
Yeah. Gotta look out for him, you know?
I think you'd probably be better to go do that than I barely know the guy. I think he's still. I don't think this is gonna make him like me anymore. So we already have a little awkwardness. So I'll be down here.
Okay. I'm sorry about all this, but it's life. And Sam's gonna shunt themselves off the couch and take the slow steps up, searching for Jaeger, because I don't think Sam really saw where
you
Jaeger
kind of do that
went.
thing that you see people do in movies all the time, where you go and you look down one of the aisles of bookcases and he's not there, so you go quietly walk to the next one, you look down, and when you get to the very last aisle and you look down all the way at the back, in the shadow of the bookcases themselves, hidden from the light of the clock face, hidden from the light of the hourglass, hidden from the light that could pour from the mirror, you just see the small ball of a man that is Jaeger right now, crying softly into that hat. After an hour, I'm sure the very heavy sobs, even muted, are probably all gone at this point. And just sitting there. What are you currently doing as Sam peeks into the aisle?
If you were to peek in the aisle, and then if you were to approach any closer, you would just hear a constant litany, almost like a chant of, "It's my fault I wasn't there. It's my fault I wasn't there."
And Sam breaks it up by softly knocking on the side of one of the wooden shelves. Can I sit with you?
Face looks up, and it's not very often, but Jaeger does have blue eyes, and with the crying, they are the brightest you've ever seen them.
Sam's face looks like death. Their eyes are sunken in. The shadow of their hat makes it really hard to see. And when Jaeger looks up, Sam can't help tears fall. And they fish into their pocket and pull out a gold pocket watch, Reagan's pocket watch. And they palm it over their hand and slump next to Jaeger and show it to Jaeger next to the hat. They always leave mementos or memories or something. They can't just go.
Who did this?
This is our family, Jaeger.
I know. Who did this?
Something we did, something we caused. I don't know. I didn't exactly give me a name.
Sam, I love you, but I need you to tell me who I need to kill to make it stop hurting as much.
Jaeger, please.
It's all I have. It's all I can do. Please.
You could just stand with me with this.
I always will.
Please, I can't. Why do they keep dying in front of me?
And Jaeger pauses, actively stops, and realizes that as bad as it is for him, for Sam, who's had to watch it happen twice, it must be far worse. And looking over at the small form next to him, he reaches out a hand but doesn't touch them and just sort of taps the floor and then opens his hand.
Sam places the gold pocket watch in the open hand, wrapping their hand on top of it, and then reaches out across and grabs a hold of the hat.
I can't say that I won't want vengeance for this. I can't. But I will always be here. That I can tell you.
That's enough. Come back to the couch with me. Whatever this creature is, it's like Om. And if we can kill Om, we can kill it.
Oh, I plan to. But I'm not going to sit on the couch. Not now. Not yet. I want to live with this a bit more.
Okay. You should put that hat on.
You should keep the watch on you. And Jaeger's going to slip Rock's hat onto his head and push the brim low. Come on. Let's go.
Family stays with us.
All right. What are you guys doing now? Trinket's sitting on the couch. You two come back away from the bookshelves together. And from the sort of balcony that is created from the upper story of the library area, you can see Trinket on the couch, the mirror that is just reflecting the sitting area, and, as always, the glowing face of the clock tower.
Jaeger's going to look at Trinket, nod. Sorry for taking so much time.
Take all the time you need.
And then he's going to look at Sam. It's not a smile. It's not a smirk. It's more like a grimace. And then walk over and touch the clock face.
Okay. You walk down the stairs, you step onto the that stoop, and you see the runes glow beneath you, because usually it's rock that does this. The few times you have, I'm not even sure if you've stepped up onto the stoop or just slapped the clock face, but there's something full circle about you standing here, touching the clock face, and you see those hands stop spinning, and they set a 7 on the time. You see the mirror light up.
Oh, okay. Oh. And with that, Jaeger's going to settle his hat on his head, Rock's hat on his head, and walk toward the mirror before stepping through.
Sam hops up onto the couch. A lot more, instead of jovial, just a lot more, less sullen.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I mean, probably just about as okay as you.
Well, you don't show it as much. So I guess that means I have to ask twice as much.
Well, thank you. Yeah, let's go do this next thing.
Okay. If you ever need to talk to somebody, I mean, I'll be here until I'm not.
We'll make sure you don't go anywhere.
We'll see. And Sam will kind of hop off and walk through the mirror.
Okay.
I'll do the same.
You go through the mirror, and outside of you guys for a moment, we see that coin, Fife's coin, is still just on the floor of the clock tower, sitting alone by the steps. And then you're in a new world. As you look around, you see what looks like a park in the center of a city. Not a huge park, and at the end of it, there is a very large museum building. And it's kind of buffeted by buildings all around it, with several large, like very full-leafed trees that shade the entire park, and you can kind of see even god rays of light shining through into bits and pieces of the shaded park. And you're all three standing side by side, and Sam, you and Trinket notice that Jaeger is still, in fact, wearing a hat. It looks different because all of your outfits look a little less Victorian, kind of ClockTower Agent, and a little bit more like they would fit into a what we would know of maybe the 90s of a modern world, just before the internet and cell phones became really big. Yeah, you guys are here, and you see in front of you a park bench, and there is one person sitting on it as if they're waiting for something, and you see a small group of birds sort of hopping around as if they're waiting to be fed in the park. These birds come here often, and they get fed all the time. What do you guys do?
Should we describe our outfits?
Yeah, yes, you should. We haven't done that in forever.
Mm-hmm. Sam is wearing a weird, almost geometrically patterned hoodie.
Okay.
But the actual shapes are in a monochrome kind of grayscale, and the hoodie itself is black. They still have a full almost sun hat, but it's pulled low and has a sort of veiling to it, if you ever had photosensitivity on your face.
Mm-hmm.
And they're wearing a short, or a knee-length, purple plaid skirt with leggings underneath.
Cool. I have one thing to say to you, Trent. As you describe your outfits from now on, you do in fact have a hat again. However, this hat is not your hat. It is Rock's hat. Perfect. Excellent. As long as you know that it will never fit your outfit. It will fit whatever outfit Rock would have worn in this world.
Jaeger's standing there wearing what looks like a very nice set of white jeans.
Okay.
With a white A-shirt. But on his head sits a very olive green toned bucket hat.
Okay.
To go along with his white sneakers that have the lines on the side.
Uh-huh. Okay, sick. Trinket?
Okay, this may be a little silly, but I'm wearing a pantsuit.
Oh, sick.
So it'll be black, simple. And then my hat though is actually just a much smaller hat. A little cute hat.
Trinket doesn't have a hat.
Oh yeah, you're right. I just have glasses.
Yeah.
But I do have a little hat because it's like a hair clip.
Sick.
It's cute little hat with my outfit, so it looks a little bit less serious.
Okay.
I tried to be a little, this would be interesting. Mm-hmm. And then my glasses don't change. It's I'm a very serious person, but I tried to be a little fun.
Excellent. I love. Okay, you guys all look at your very colorful outfits for this mission in the Jaeger, your suit, at first you guys think that Jaeger's outfit is green, but then you realize that it's just all of the green light from the trees and the park that is just reflecting off of the very stark white clothes that Jaeger is wearing, except for the green bucket hat that doesn't super match the outfit at all.
Jaeger pulls it off, looks at it, goes, God damn it. Puts it back on.
And then you guys, as you're sitting there, what do you do?
Let's see. We have years worth of memory of this place.
2 years, if you want to roll a history check with advantage.
Please. 15.
You know the city is called Detremain. And with 2 years of knowledge of this place, you know that this city holds its history very closely. Think of a world if, like, the Library of Alexandria never burned down. They are advanced in some places where we are not, and less advanced in some places where we are. They've preserved history for so long, and museums and libraries and books are really, really important in this world, whereas they haven't really focused into the information superhighway of the internet and cell phones and all of that. Though that's not to say that there isn't communications, they just currently are kind of more using landlines, but their intercontinental travel is insane in this world. You can pretty much visit the entire world in a matter of days and almost for free. The public education system in this world is immaculate, and the safety and crime rate is almost non-existent. Music and the arts constantly flourish, as well as the people here are, if this was some sort of like city building sim, at peak levels of happiness at almost all times. And as you guys look at your watch, you have a little less than a week here. Like, if you had 7 days, you're halfway through the first day already.
So, from what I know, this place is kind of fantastic as a world, and I don't think we're looking for an orb. However, if there's a monster here, or maybe another agent likely wanted to stay here, that could be our mission. I don't really know.
I would highly doubt there would be an orb here.
Can you guys actually, you know what? In fact, Barrett, can you just roll me a perception check, please?
Sure, why not? 11.
11?
Yeah.
You, as you're sitting on the bench, waiting for Grin, as you have so many times, you hear a group of people behind you say, I don't think we're here for an orb. But if there was a monster here, that would be bad. Or likely that there's an agent who chose to stay here because that would make sense. And you hear this conversation behind you right now, and you immediately are like, what?
I mean, yeah, like I would highly doubt this would be a world that we like crush. It just doesn't make sense.
And even worse, with this conversation happening right now, Barrett, they're talking about this openly behind you because you know that anybody from this world would have no idea what the fuck they would be talking about, and it wouldn't make sense to them even if they did, and the clock tower usually makes it so that people don't hear these conversations, but it has no effect on making you not hear these conversations. You're an active agent, and as you hear this happening behind you, you see, and like looking at your watch, your fears are confirmed, that Grin is about to walk up from the hot dog stand and sit down on this bench right now. These people are here at like the worst time for you.
I'm going to be as casually as possible, just kind of push up some glasses and open up my book and reading a book I've not read over like 100 times.
All right.
And I'm just going to keep it perked here.
Keep it casual, huh?
Keep it super casual.
Okay.
I've been doing this for a while now, keeping it casual.
Okay. Thoughts? We go find somewhere to have a meal, sit down, we've planned, we've figured things out.
Maybe we look for that blue-haired individual.
Yeah.
That could help us.
Problem with that is we have to look on an entire planet, so.
It is a lot. And
really
since
show
I've
up.
been with you guys, I haven't even seen them, so...
All the times you've talked to the owl flash through your mind, and all the many times you guys have done violence to the owl flash through your mind, and you're like,
It has been a while for me too. Last time I saw them, they may not like us, but I try and have a good relationship.
the last time you guys saw them was the mission where you burned them alive.
Would I know anything of this? Like,
Nah.
this whole time I've been here? It's like, right over my head.
I mean, you hear the whole, the owl bit. But the other thing that's like very off-putting, like making you very nervous about this is that this has never happened before. And you've sat on this park bench many, 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 many times. This is new, and it shouldn't be new. Nothing should be new. You know this whole, like, area, this whole, like, city like the back of your hand at this point. Those people aren't from here, and there's only one place that they are from, and you know where they're from.
It must have been a long enough time where this is where I'm a problem now.
Which also can't sit well with Barrett, right?
No, no, not at all.
I'm thinking like, okay, so if there was a monster in this world, we'd know about it, right? Like if we went.
Yeah, I think.
No, I mean, I think any monster in this area, we would know immediately.
I mean, the Shadow Man was kind of a thing.
That's true, but they had crime.
As out of your guys' peripheral vision, another person walks up to that same park bench with a hot dog in their hand and looks at the person sitting there and says,
"Oh, hi, friend. Can I sit here?"
Of course.
And he politely sits down, and you see the man with the hot dog like start taking a bite of it and then taking a little bit off and throwing it to the birds. But yeah, it just seems like a nice place.
Well, you know, the clock tower tends to put us in places that are near or associated with our goals. So we're in the middle of a park.
Right.
And we can see the museum from here.
Yes.
So maybe the museum?
Yeah, we can check there.
Yeah,
we can also ask for directions.
We should, maybe.
Question.
Yeah.
Did you do that out loud?
Yes.
Can
You
I
roll a perception check. Yeah. Roll a perception check of the guy obviously being like, and Barrett, can you roll a wisdom check? Actually, a wisdom save for me, really.
Okay. 18.
18.
Sick. So you realize a thing which makes the sigh even greater. And Jaeger, you clock this man. You have the realization that if they go to that museum and they touch that fucking wand, it is over for you. You can't fucking, like, if they complete your mission, what happens to you? What happens to Grin?
Oh.
And the person sitting next to you, Grin, groans loudly.
You all right?
I gotta go. Enjoy your hot dog. As I close book, put glasses away, and walked very promptly to the museum.
Okay. Jaeger, you immediately see that man on the park bench, like, as you guys are talking about this, get up, like, very abruptly, I have to go, enjoy your hot dog, and then, like, starts, like, quietly marching over to the museum, as if, like, nothing is wrong, don't look at me, everything is fine.
Question, can we see that this person is wearing clock tower garb?
No, they're wearing garb that's from the 90s and slightly Art Deco.
Oh, cool.
What does your outfit look like, Barrett, in this world?
In this world, I'm probably pretty boring. I'm imagining acid wash jeans, black tennis shoes, normal black t-shirt, and a beanie.
Oh, actually, as Barrett stands up, starts walking that way, Jaeger, you, like, point to the man, right? You bring everybody else's attention to the
Jaeger,
thing
like,
you've noticed?
Like, doesn't, like, snap his fingers, but he, like, does, like, the stepping finger motion.
Yeah, Jaeger,
next to him
you
and then
see
points.
that man, though everyone in this world probably doesn't see it, like nobody sees Sam's pipe, and nobody sees your rifle, and nobody sees your axe, has 2 silver axes at his side sheathed, as if he was, like, totally normal, armed to the teeth, and you're like, wait, and weirdly, this other thing you noticed with your 18 perception check, man's got a pocket watch on him.
1920s. Hey, all right.
Just points the guy like,
Which, like, if he was a, like, obvious, you're like, those are clock tower weapons, this is a clock tower agent. But he's still got his watch.
watch.
Which means he's not a rogue clock tower agent. He's
He's on the clock.
on the clock.
Jaeger, just, what?
Yeah.
And then as soon as Jaeger points to it and you both see, again, like, it is as sticking out like a thumb to you guys as it would be to everybody if the clock tower didn't make it so people just didn't slightly notice these things. Just how Detective David Henry never noticed Rock's massive sword until he pulled it off of his back and started wielding it around.
Hey, stop. Look, don't. I'm trying to be a good person. Please just stop and talk to us real quick.
That's a very dangerous statement for you, Barrett, because I'd like to remind you how many clock tower agents you've met over the years that have not been good people. You have no idea if these people are the kind of people who end up becoming distos.
We just want to talk. Look, I just lost a friend. I need someone to not be an asshole to me right now. Please, just talk to me.
Well, we have that in common then.
You hear this conversation, Grin. Do you say anything, or are you going to quietly eat your hot dog?
Grin will probably just sit there eating the hot dog, kind of watching like, whoa.
Can we speak somewhere else, please?
Yeah, it's a lovely day. Pick a point in the park, unless you want to go to the museum.
There's an amazing view up there. Let's go up. We'll take the elevator.
All right.
As I just start leading the charge up to the museum.
I follow the agent.
Okay.
I'm like,
Are you okay with this trinket? Like, have you ever had this happen before?
No, have you ever had this happen before?
No.
I haven't had this happen either.
I mean, to be fair, you just showed up in our tower at one point, so I mean.
Yeah, but that's like,
I will say, Barrett, you did meet other agents on the job one time. Never like this, but there was that one time.
Yeah, of course.
yeah, the only other agents I've met are you two. So
As Jaeger's walking, he stops, looks at Trinket, looks back at the new guy, and goes, "Wait, would we lose people? Does the tower just assign new teammates?
Hey, Ellie again. I'm here to update you on the clock tower and everything going on within it. First of all, Patreon announcements. We're currently working on our Patreon and our website, and we're going to be adjusting some of the tiers as well as adding some new ones, primarily to make some of the tiers more consistent and add some really cool benefits for some of the higher tiers that we're going to be making. All the Polaroids for season 1 have finally been set out. I'm sorry for anybody who has been waiting on them, but we finally got it done. We're going to be updating the Patreon and changing the way that the Polaroids are done, so they're going to have a different style and look for season 2, and they're going to be sent out way more consistently every month. And for those of you who want to keep the style the same between season 1 and season 2, we are going to make the print files readily accessible for anybody who wants to have the old style but the new Polaroids, as long as you're part of the Patreon. We are also adding new content in the form of side stories. We're finally doing it. We're doing spinoffs. We have a lot of different ideas for what those side stories are going to be about, and they'll primarily be one arc, one adventure, and then we'll go to a different side story. There's currently a poll over in our Discord that you can vote by using the reactions to say which one of the side story contents you would like us to do first. The options currently are Wagon Wheel, Adventures of Del Mar, ClockTower Agent, Distant Past, which will follow Captain Brian's crew and those ClockTower agents like Castell, Fife, all of them before they broke up. Then we also have an option of Before They Were Lost, which will follow Trinket and her ClockTower family, Grin and Barrett, which will follow Grin and Barrett. And then the last one is Other. You can submit your own suggestion to the ClockTower website under the section Contact Us. We do get those emails, so send those in and I'll check them. The poll closes April 1st, which if you're listening to this during the watch party, it's closed. It's going to close as soon as the watch party is over. So cast your vote now before it's too late. Now is the time to change your vote, cast your vote, whatever you want to do. Make it a huge last-minute upset. It's up to you. The power's in your hands. If you're listening to this before the watch party, same thing applies. You still have the time. Go vote. If you're listening after, it's too late. I'm sorry. It's too late. We have a post show and the side story content and all of that in our watch parties that happen on our Discord. Whenever a new episode releases, it'll be the Saturday after that at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The next one will be on April 15th for episode 8, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Keep an eye on the Discord announcement channel. That's where we're going to be announcing who wins the side story poll and when the side story watch parties will be. They'll probably be on a Saturday at 6 p.m. It'll just be which Saturday. As I mentioned earlier briefly, our website is also being updated to be more streamlined and easier to access, and all of the information will be there for people to get up front and a lot just a little bit better. I think we're on to credits. Barrett was played by Bink. Sam was played by Cal, Trinket was played by Kball, Jaeger was played by Trent, and I, Ellinthris, was your DM. The voice of our disclaimer was Valak Donahue. You can check out his work at patreon.com/themadlanddreamer. All of the music from season 1 of ClockTower was made by Who's Music. If you'd like your own D&D music commissioned, you can contact them and find all of their work through linktree/whos.music, or find it in the description below. Thanks, Who's. Thanks to our editing team and Cal for making the episodes what they are. Thanks to our sponsor, Alpha Lupine Images, for donating the equipment to help us make more content with better quality. And thank you again for listening. Clock Tower Season 2, Episode 8 will be out on April 14th. Till then, time's ticking. See you in the Clock Tower.